All right, what up, YouTube? This is No Cap, No Filter. I'm your host, Marley G, back at y'all another episode of Running With You. And today we got to run about this Blueface fiasco, man. Blueface, he called himself, you know, the ringleader of the circus, and the circus is him, along with all his baby mamas and all the women that he deals with. And apparently he like to deals with these type of women. He don't really want no quality women who just have a lot of self-respect for herself, which I don't think a quality woman who got self-respect for herself will even give him a chance. But you know that's the type of woman that he likes. So you know through the midst of all this, he was streaming and he called this one dark skinned girl, you a good dark skin or something to that nature. But we're gonna react to that, and we also gonna react to him uh arguing with her about can black people be racist. Without further ado, let's get into it.
Hey, I love your skin. You look so nice that dark. Child, this is a good dark skin right there. What you mean? Are you dark skin?
He said you bad.
Yeah. What does good mean? What does good mean? Yeah, what does good mean?
She's from New York. That's why.
What does good mean to me? Good means like A's and B's, like you get good grades. Okay. So good and dark skin, what does that mean to you? There you go. One plus one equals two. I look good for y'all skin tone. Like y'all represent y'all skin tone.
Y'all look good for y'all skin tone. Y'all representing y'all skin tone. His Blueface mama making a comment about the situation. He said, I love your skin. It's not his fault. She don't. Y'all don't like my son. If he had said that's a fine red bone or the light bright would have lit up. Okay, let's break this down. He said that's a good dark skin. He would have never mentioned that's a good red bone if she was red bone. If she was this exact same girl and she was red, he would have never mentioned her skin. And if he would have mentioned her skin, he would have never said it along the lines of, "Oh, you're a good red bone. Y'all representing y'all." You know what I'm saying? Like he would have never said that. He would have never even mentioned that. He would have just thought it was another girl. He would have thought it's another girl. Now, I'm not gonna be obtuse to the fact that a lot of people feel like very, very dark skinned people aren't as attractive. I'm not just gonna sit up here and just play like people don't think that or believe that. So when people do see one that is attractive, especially women, because men usually a lot of people, that's why always tall, dark, and handsome. That's why that always been a rhetoric or a narrative. Or women like dark skinned dudes because it kind of represents, oh, he's more masculine than light skinned dude. Light skinned dude are more feminine or more, care about how much good they look, as opposed to the dark skinned dude who's more of a roughneck. So that's what's associated, and what's associated with dark skinned girls, they even more loud, even more masculine, even more ghetto, and less attractive. So when he said, "Oh, you're a good dark skin," that's what he was talking about. You know, like all this people trying to be politically correct. That's what exactly he was talking about. You know, and he probably don't see a lot of pretty or beautiful dark skinned women. You know, so that's the reason he said that. But if you was to really broaden your horizon and really get out in the world, go to these Caribbean countries, go to well, not these Caribbean countries, but these Caribbean areas, go to Africa. If you was to go to Johannesburg, Ghana, like Ghana got some beautiful women I be hearing, you know, and they dark skinned as hell. It's not just that porn star Jerenice, whatever her name is, Janice, it's not just her. It's not just Coco Jones. It's not just Ryan Destiny, and she darker than all of them, I think, except Janice, I think. Let me show you how this girl really look. Let me show y'all how this girl really look. This is how this girl really look. That girl look good as hell, you know? And I think a lot of people, you know, they just be wanting they be wanting the hair to match the prettiness as well. That's what I think. Because a lot of men get caught up on hair texture. And I think a lot of dark skinned women don't have that same type of hair texture as, when people talk about quote unquote good hair, Because to me, good hair is just healthy hair. But a lot of people have the connotation what good hair is being curly or wavy or some hair that's Spanish girl hair or a mixed hair look like mulatto, like somebody that's black and white or Blasian or something like that. That's what a lot of people conflate good hair with. Let's also look at the clip of her getting kicked out.
You've been lied to. Because you don't know what colorist is. You're taking colorist and turning it into racism. It's racism and colorist the same thing?
Racism is when white people with
No, you don't have to be white to be racist.
You do have to be white to be
So
racist.
black people can't be racist?
Black people can be racist.
You're young as fuck. Shut up. Play the music. She's young. She just said only white people can be racist. Can black people be racist?
You know what? Let me tell you something.
Can black people be racist?
No. Black people can only be
Turn the music up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. You young. The fuck? Black people can be racist. Black people can be racist. Okay. I'm saying. You so dark, you dumb. You don't even know what color.
Once again, another stigma, like black people who are very, very dark black have a stigma of being less educated. Light is white. Light is right. Light is educated. That's another connotation. I never seen this, so we both reacting to this together. But it sounded like she said racism is when a superior group has power over another minority group. And it's usually done systematically within, the education system, within the financial system, within the legal system. And prejudice is what Blueface is really talking about. So a lot of people are just ignorant or miseducated to the fact of what racism really is. To a lot of black people, they think racism is being prejudiced, but it's not. It's two different things. A lot of black people think racism is okay. I don't like Mexican people. That's being prejudiced toward Mexican people. Being racist towards Mexican people is trying to go out your way to put a system in place to not hire Mexican people or be unfair to Mexican people. But when you having other groups, you holding them to a different standard. That's what racism is. And I think that's what she's trying to say. And then she's trying to say black people can't be racism because we're in a minority. We can't really hold nobody back systematically. Now, in this day and age, you probably can. Like if you're a black business owner and a white person is trying to, work for you and you don't hire him because sole fact that he's white, I guess you can say that is racism. But I don't think Blueface is looking at it at that point. He's looking at it as, oh, I don't like this group, I'm racist. That's the way he's looking at it. But she's looking at it is the way I'm explaining. But that's not the exception. That's the exception to the rule. That doesn't happen, majority of the times. The majority of the times is the people that's in these higher positions that can make the calls. So let's proceed.
You read something online. You read something on Instagram.
And look at this girl right here just doing all these little faces and stuff like no. Blueface is too old to be around women like this, like just acting like that. Like that's just annoying to me, bro.
You read it on Instagram.
I didn't read it. I lived it. I didn't read it. I lived it.
Racism or colorist?
You had a black. Listen.
You live racism or colorism?
Can you listen to me? I listen to you.
Bro, you're not listening to nothing I'm saying.
I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm saying black people can only be prejudiced. You know why? Because racism comes from power. People who have power, but white people.
You're 21. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you were born in 2005. You don't know what you're talking about. You just said black people can't be racist. That don't make no sense.
Oh my God. They don't have power.
You still saying that dumb shit. So black people can't be racist.
No.
Turn the music up. This bitch is dumb. Turn the music up. She think racist can only be for certain people. This is just for you guys in the chat. Black people can definitely be racist. Everybody can be racist. She don't know where the fuck she's from. She's just talking.
Now, see, my thing about her and a lot of women like her, they will go on these streams with these men knowing very well these men history. Like going on a Blueface stream as a female is a choice. Going on a Dean and Adrian Broner stream is a choice after you've seen all these clips in their behavior, you know. So it's one thing to fault the men, but you also got to fault these women who willingly just going on these streams, you know. At the end of the day, I don't care if you're just saying, okay, well, hopefully it don't happen to me, you know. Hopefully he be cool with me. If somebody is presenting their way of a certain character, you shouldn't even want to be around them. You know, that's just what I think.
That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. Pause it. Pause the music. Turn the music down. Why do you keep?
I don't have the music.
You have the volume.
No, I have the volume.
What's the definition of racism? What's the definition of racist? What is the definition of racist? Okay. What is the definition of racist?
You cannot be racist to someone.
You're not Martin Luther King. Shut up.
You're not racist to someone that's already oppressed.
What's the definition of racism?
We're already oppressed.
What's the definition of racism?
We are already
What's the
oppressed.
definition of racism? We're not asking about oppressed. What's the definition of racism? Tell me. You so smart. Tell me. You want me to tell you first, huh?
Go ahead.
You want me to tell you first? Okay, let me tell you first. Because you thought you knew a colorist, man.
Please build on my
Because you've been on TikTok, you've been on Instagram, and you see people say, "Oh, if you say something about dark skins, you're a colorist."
Period.
No.
Go ahead, keep going. Search it up.
No, that's not how colorists work.
I can tell you right now.
I just told you the definition of colorist.
Mind you, you searched it.
Okay.
Please don't.
Okay.
Read it out loud. Thank you. Read it out loud.
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Shut the fuck up. Y'all not talking about nothing over here.
That's all.
You want to know the definition of racist, right? A person who holds the belief that a certain race are inherently superior or inferior to others.
Okay, Grandma.
Where the fuck does it
And
say?
where does that come from? Power. And where does the power come from?
Why don't say power?
100 years of oppression. It doesn't have to, you know what? It doesn't have to be as simple as a Google definition.
You are so
it
dumb.
has to be as easy
You are so dumb.
as going through
You are
history
so
books.
dumb.
I'll be dumb.
You are so dumb.
You just because you don't
Because
understand me, I'll be dumb.
she takes definitions and she makes her own
I don't
definition.
take definitions.
I just read a definition. It don't say nothing about
You go through
oppression.
history,
It don't say
you
nothing
read
about.
history books.
You're
Go through
21. You don't know nothing about history. You're born in 2005. You don't know nothing about history.
Read the book.
What history? What
Read
book?
the book.
What book?
Every book. You can read a book.
You're 21. You're 21. You're 21. You don't know nothing about history. So what's racist mean? What's racist mean? And what did I just read?
You just read someone oppresses someone.
It didn't say nothing about oppression.
I'm telling you, it's coming from
Racist means that you think you're better than
He literally read
somebody else because of the race you are.
Blueface, you know what happened?
Oh my God.
My homegirl want to party and have fun.
Then just shut up.
You shut up. Bye.
Pull over and kick this bitch out, gang.
Go ahead.
Pull over. Pull over right here. Pull over. Number one. Number one. Number one. You gonna do what I say, bro? Pull over and get this bitch out the car. I can't argue with stupidity. I can't argue with stupidity. Get this bitch out. Pull over right here. Pull over right here. Pull over right here, nigga. The fuck is you asking questions for? You give a fuck about this? The fuck? Y'all got a dumbass bitch in the car. Y'all want to keep her here?
I pray to God, dog, that these streamers, the way they talk to women, dog, that shit is not player, dog. Like a lot of the youth looking at this and they just laughing and stuff and like, yeah, kick her out and all this and all that. But these streamers and these rappers and retired rappers and just trying to get into streaming and trying to just be disrespectful and all this for clips and all this for women, I really hope that they get a taste of their own medicine and the new streamers 10 years from now do that to their daughters. Now, I don't want their daughters to get hurt or nothing like this, but nothing like that. But I just want them to just be, kicking them out and just calling them out their names and stuff. Like, just so they could just experience how unfair that stuff is.
Your stupid ass out. Look how fast her dumb ass is to get out where she don't know shit. Get your ass out so she can get her ass out. No, because your friend's stupid. Y'all so smart, but y'all friend an idiot. Look at her. Bro, I don't give a nothing to listen to. Let her dumb ass get out. She serves no purpose. She's a little ass kid. Hurry up! What the fuck taking so long? What the fuck you waiting for? Get your little stupid ass out. Go ahead. Come on. Hurry up. Let's go. Chop chop. No, we don't give a fuck. Y'all grown. The fuck? You want to be stupid too? No, you're not stupid. That's why I fuck with you. These hoes are stupid. This bitch don't know what color is, racist. The fuck? No, what do you need? What do you need? At the end of the day, y'all all grown. So when a motherfucker tell you to go, your dumbass friend said it's fine. Stay with her. The fuck?
If any woman watching this, if a man is just being disrespectful and he being disrespectful like out of pocket, like you literally ain't do nothing to deserve being kicked out his establishment or his car or what have you, don't go back and forth with him, especially if it's streamed. If somebody don't want you in their presence, by all means remove yourself. And you ain't got to remove yourself and be talking all crazy while you walking. That's just gonna make you look even worse. You ain't gotta put your hands on nobody. You ain't gotta just ruin no equipment or break anything. Just bow out gracefully, move on, call you a Uber. Simple as that. Don't do no extra negotiation. Because when you're trying to do extra negotiation, or somebody who's calling you out your name, that's just sad in itself. Especially, whether somebody got clout or not.
So when a motherfucker tell you to go, your dumbass friend said it's fine. Yeah, now y'all both on the side of the highway because your friend's stupid. That's y'all fault. The fuck? Don't need your input. Don't say shit. Bitch don't know nothing about 21-year-old bitch in the car just popping it. Colorist means. I just looked at the definition of colorist and didn't say none of that shit. You've been on Instagram too long. You've been in them comments. People say, oh, it's colorist. Y'all don't even know what colorist means. Yeah, they got a fuck. That bitch said black people can't be racist. We're all human. What? Why black people can't be racist? Why cannot black people be? Why cannot black people be racist?
Now, there's always somebody at the end when the girls get put out, all of a sudden want to have an opinion now. Okay, so I just looked it up. The main difference, okay, hold on. Okay, what is the definition of racism and what is the difference between racism and prejudice? The girl was talking about racism and prejudice because he was having racism and prejudice confused. Racism is a belief, attitude, or system that treats people differently based on their perceived race, often involving the belief that one racial group is superior or inferior to another. That's what she was talking about, power and oppression, but he can really understand that, I guess. It can show up in individual behavior, institutions, policies, or social systems. That's where the oppression comes in at. That's where the power comes in. Who holds the oppression and the power for the most part? The people that's not minorities. And they do this to minorities systematically. Prejudice is broader. It means having a preconceived judgment or negative attitude towards someone because they belong to a particular group. That's what he's confusing prejudice and racism with. Just like I said, oh, I don't like them over there. That's not racism, that's prejudice because you don't like them. You have a preconceived judgment about them or a negative attitude about them, but you're not doing nothing to hold them down or hold them back. So you're not racist toward them, you're prejudiced toward them. Okay. That group could be based on race, ethnicity, religion, gender, age, nationality, social class, etc., etc. The key difference: prejudice, a biased belief or attitude towards a group. Racism, prejudice or discrimination specifically related to race, often involving ideas, racial superiority, inferiority, or racialized power and treatment. The perfect person that could have broke this down for Blueface in a casual setting so he could really understand is Dr. Umar. Discrimination, actions or unequal treatment based on those biases. Example, someone believes that people of a particular race are unintelligent. That's a racial prejudice and can be described as a racial belief. That if that person refuses to hire someone specifically of their race, that's racial discrimination. So all racism involves racial bias, prejudice in a broad sense, but not all prejudice is racism. A person can be prejudiced against people from a particular religion or social caste without that prejudice being racial. Okay. Now, when it comes to colorism, the main difference is what characteristic the bias is based on. Prejudice, a general negative or unfair judgment towards someone because they belong to a particular group. It can involve race, religion, nationality, gender, class, etc., etc. Racism is bias, prejudice, or discrimination based specifically on race or racial groups. Colorism is bias or discrimination based specifically on skin tone, usually favoring lighter over darker skin or vice versa. It can happen within the same racial or ethnicity group, you know. So that's all that, man. Colorism and racism can also overlap. For example, if a society constantly treats darker skinned people worse than treatment is connected to racial hierarchies. It can involve both colorism and racism, you know. So I just want to know what y'all think down in the comment section below, man. Felt like we had to go to a little history lesson class there, but it's something to talk about, man. It's one of them conversations that is good to talk about so we could educate people and people could move forward because a lot of people are ignorant to what a lot of these definitions mean. But I want to know what y'all think down in the comment section. Who was right in the racism debate? The dark-skinned girl or Blueface? And do y'all feel like Blueface gave her a backhanded compliment when he said, "Oh, you're a good dark skin"? Let me know down in the comment section before. Women, if you're a dark skin and if you dealt with some of these things, let me know down in the comment section below. Uh, so if you like the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, what you're waiting on. Until next time, I'm out.